I'm Kai, like, you know, the fractivist that shoved himself on top of a lorry. Kind of been doing this for, you know, a good few years, and he's just standing up for human rights and just anything that's just righteous and just. Well, I noticed the water truck coming, and I just thought to myself, well, something's got to be done. Awareness has to be made of the camp. People have got to know what's going on. That's the only problem with fracking. It's the lack of information. As soon as people know that it's our drinking water that's poisoned, then, you know, they're on board. So anything to raise awareness. I saw the truck coming down the road and, well, game on. Driving me into that compound, for one, I was up on the vehicle and it was moving. You know, that's dangerous enough as it is. That was fear. That was like feeding me to the lions. It should just not have happened. And I looked across and all they seemed to be doing was just restraining people. But I'll be honest, at the same time, I was just thinking, this is not protocol. Nothing is going to be followed to the book right now. So I've just got to prepare for what comes. And while I was up there waiting for the release team to come, meditated and kind of just listened, because I don't know why, but there was some awesome acoustics up there. So every single conversation that was going on around the whole place I could hear. Just find my inner stillness and ride out for however long I was going to be up there. So I was kept nice and occupied. We always say we have nothing against, you know, the humans underneath the police uniform or the humans underneath the security guard uniform, but we're well aware of what those, or some of those security guards think of us. When I first climbed up the ladders, obviously that was my easiest point of access, and I locked on originally to the ladders, and then I realised there was a more secure structure on the truck itself that I should lock round. And then after being moved onto the compound, I was just inspecting the truck and just seeing what's about. And obviously I want to make it as hard as possible to get me off that thing, and I noticed the hydraulic pumps at the back of the truck, and I thought, yeah, let's lock onto that instead. Yeah, even though I was locked on, I waited till the last minute when the ladders was up. I'd already been arrested, and then I super glued my hands. I thought, I'm making this a challenge for you, and I wrapped myself around. The chain was around the hydraulic pump, my arms was around the hydraulic pump with my hands super glued together and my body thrown over the top. Not the best way, I've learned, but for what I had at the time and for what I could think in the moment, that was my best way of doing it. The other things that were said were just, you know, catch your breath, Kai, you're doing well before we carry on. Some good pain threshold. And I said, is this a game to you? You know, I was like, stop. Thumb into my jaw, which was, I could feel teeth moving. I still can't eat properly, I still can't open my mouth fully properly. And at one point he said, just comply. And I shouted, I will not comply and I will not conform. And it's only when Foxy shouted from the other side of the gate, you're torturing him, that's when he stopped using the mandibular angle. Just let go, lift yourself up, stop tensing. I'm like, no, fuck you. You're torturing me, I ain't doing anything you say. In the ribs, with the thumb between the ribs as well. Right into my ribs, up and down, all the way up and down, and then thumbs going in and being moved. I'm still really sore down this side. Being pulled up and being told, stop resisting, just comply. And this guy's just getting in with the cutters, just trying to get to the chains. It took him ages, I think he had to make a few cuts. Finally got the chains off. I got a carabiner in the eye when they finally cut it off. Well, that's what all the torture was for, was to get me to lift myself up so they had access, but I just wasn't giving in. I just held on. And then when I was super glued still, everyone was shouting and I was shouting, super glued, I am super glued. And all they kept saying was, no, you're not super glued, are you? It hasn't took, has it? Just let go. It hasn't took. They just ripped me open. And it had took. It had definitely took. Because I couldn't, you know, that's it. Even the super glue bottle was stuck between two fingers. You know, I was just stuck. I couldn't even let go of the super glue bottle. That had to be pulled off when I got down from the truck. And they were systematically saying, it hasn't took, just let go. And all that is that them covering their backs. So if that's recorded on video, that's them saying, oh look, it's not stuck. He's not took, he's just holding on. And I wasn't just holding on, I was firmly stuck. I wasn't able to use my hands probably for the 2-3 days afterwards. Peeled all the skin off now and all the glue and that, all the loose skin, and my hands are raw. I tell you what, out in the cold, I can't use them. I'm still getting it back, just numb, burning sensations continuously when I'm out in the cold. And then all the stress and the pain that I was going through just induced an asthma attack. Received no treatment at the hospital minus a chest x-ray, and systematically all the way through the hospital to every doctor and every nurse the police were accusing me of faking it, which probably hindered the way they treated me. And I was in the hospital for I think another 6-7 hours, something like that. All I received was a chest x-ray, my wrist, my ribs, my ears and everything. I think she looked at my wrist, there was a little bit of bruising, she went, "Oh, you just bruised." I still can't use it properly. You know, I can't lift myself up with my left hand because my wrist was being pulled up the wrong way under the hydraulic pump. So the pump's here and my wrist is just getting pulled up this way and I'm just bending and snapping and not cool, not cool. So I'm not going to harm you. I'm here peacefully. Why are you hurting me? Where's the need? And never once did I actually say I will not get down. I said I will get down, I just don't know when. I should have been negotiated with first, that's protocol. Negotiated with, then if they can remove me without causing injury, remove me. If not, sorry, gotta leave me. We said, you've done a good job, you've stood for your people, you've stood up, you've done a good job, you know, I know how much pain I was putting on you, nice pain threshold and that. I'm just like, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, taking no compliments off you. You've just tortured me. Injuring a human being. Why am I not a human to you right now? Why am I an obstacle? Right. They arrested me, I was on the truck, but I was on private land, which means they were corporate officers unlawfully arresting me because it became a civil matter. So I should not have been under arrest at all.
Yeah, he's coming down then.
I was disappointed in myself because I only lasted 6 hours. Disappointed. Proud of myself for doing it and knowing that this story's going to go viral. This is going to raise some awareness. That was my idea. But to myself, I was defeated. I was aiming for a few days. And if I wouldn't have been moved in that compound and I wasn't tortured, I'm pretty damn certain I would have lasted a few days. At least 3, that was my aim. I sat with 6 different policemen in the hospital, in just a little room. No treatment, no nothing, just waiting for ages. All right, the hospital was chocker, but you know, I just sat there and I had 2 officers at a time, shifting round. And the last 4 were lovely. I was just telling them all about fracking, just telling them all about why I'm standing, and each and every one of them said, "You ain't a criminal, mate. You ain't a criminal at all. You're standing up for us. We didn't even realise, you know, you're standing up for us, our kids, our nans, you know, whatever. You know, you ain't no criminal. Not at all." Guys, everyone out there, stop and think. Planet Earth, we live on it. When it's dead, there isn't another one to run off to. There isn't. The only reason life is on this planet is water. The only reason we're alive is water. You tell me water's not important or fracking isn't harmful. You go 3 days without water, then you come back and tell me that what I'm fighting for is silly. You can't, you're dead. I don't care whether it's legal, illegal, lawful or unlawful. I don't care for the wordings, I don't care for the spellings, and I don't care for the people who are getting in my way. I'm standing up for each and every person, and every fractivist is. You, your mum, your dad, your nan, your sister, your dog, every single being on this planet that is alive needs water. And I've got a dream that one day as a collective we will look back and say, you know, we used to poison our water, you know, we used to do that. Why, really? 7 billion people, one planet. Imagine what we could do if we all loved each other. It isn't just a dream, but it will be just a dream if we don't have any water.